What's going on, movie fans? Welcome to MovieRounders.com, the world's first 360-degree movie review site. There's a little movie called Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker coming out this week, and we thought, what better thing to do than say our best and worst of the Star Wars franchise. We're just going to do episodes 1 through 8. We're not going to do the spin-offs of Rogue One, Solo, those little Christmas movies that everybody loves so much. So we're going to start with Tony. Tony, what is your best and worst of Star Wars?
All right, so since I'm not allowed to mention Rogue One as my favorite, I'm going to change things up a little bit. My favorite and the worst, I think, was Phantom Menace. There are scenes in Phantom Menace that I think are stunning, and it's why people go to watch Star Wars. The battle scene where they're fighting out with the dual sabers and the losing one of the major players in that storyline when that happens, it was powerful. I mean, so for me, it is what makes a Star Wars movie a Star Wars movie. On top of that, you've got Jar Jar Binks, and you've got the midichlorians, and you got some stuff in there that just dragged the movie down. So, I loved that movie, and I hated that movie. So it comes down for me being pretty much the same thing. But when it's hitting on all cylinders, that movie is amazing.
All right. Bethany, best and worst.
So my favorite movie, and I said this in my very first Movie Rounders appearance, so if you don't know it, it is Revenge of the Sith. I love that movie. I will defend it until my last breath. That is the hill I have chosen to die on. It's a beautiful movie. It's the soundtrack on that's great. The fight scenes are amazing. Especially the duel on Mustafar between Anakin and Obi-Wan, or if you want to call it Vader and Obi-Wan, technically speaking. Yeah, that's my favorite. Love it to death. My least favorite is Tony's favorite. So Phantom Menace, that's just the one I have a really hard time sitting through. I don't really care for it. I love Maul. He's great, but the rest of the movie, I'm just like, can we hurry up and get to the next one, please? So it's not my favorite.
All right, I'll do mine. My favorite Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back. I think they came in, packed a huge punch. It leaves you with the sad ending of Solo being taken away, Luke's hands cut off. You get the big reveal. Everything's gone to crap for the Rebel Alliance. And you meet Yoda, you get to go to all these great different systems. Everything's great about The Empire Strikes Back. Love it. The worst by far is Attack of the Clones. You don't get a Darth Maul. You don't get the dual saber. You don't get dueling fates. You don't get all that. You get sand. And it's gross. And it's everywhere. And you get a wedding at the end. And you get Obi-Wan over here finding clones. And it is a bad, terrible, long, drawn-out movie that has no redeeming quality except maybe Yoda jumping around at the end with a lightsaber. I guess that's it. But other than that, Attack of the Clones is the worst. Daniel?
Okay. Well, I was going to say I was a kid in the 80s and whatever. So to me, the apex of all of the movies, from my current knowledge, it would have to be Return of the Jedi. To me, that was like the height of all that. It was sort of like, for many years, people thought that would be like the last movie, or this would be sort of like the finality of it all. But thank God it wasn't. So I would say best favorite movie, just from the realistic effects, the practical effects that they did, the lighting, all that, and then they came back and CGI'd it. But to me, best movie, Return of the Jedi. Worst movie, Attack of the Clones, just because same way. It was just hokey. They just cartooned it up, and everything was just kind of rubbery and wonky, and it was just ridiculous.
It wasn't a real clone suit in that one
either.
It was
come on.
CG.
It was horrible. Yeah, and all the fighting scenes with all the Jedi and stuff, they just looked like little pieces of rubber like bouncing off of stuff. I just hated it. It was awful.
All right, I hope you're all ready to see Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. That is our best and worst from the Star Wars franchise. Let us know in the comments below, what is your favorite? What is your least favorite? And as always, visit us at MovieRounders.com, where we review movies and you control the camera.